Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my living room in beautiful Barcelona, Spain. As you can see by the Christmas tree behind me, we have a Christmas-themed episode. We're going to talk about some Spanish Christmas vocabulary and some of the typical holiday traditions. So, Feliz Navidad, and let's get to it. First, La Navidad. La Navidad is Christmas. Logically, it has something to do with the English word nativity, as in a nativity scene. And there's lots of other Latin-based languages which have a word similar to Navidad. So, that's the first thing. The holidays here are celebrated a bit differently than you might be used to. We have, for example, Nochebuena, and then we have El Día de Navidad. Nochebuena is what we call Christmas Eve. It's the night of the 24th of December. Nochebuena. Nochebuena because, Jesus being born is a good thing. After that, El Día de Navidad is the 25th. However, Christmas Day like that is not necessarily the most important holiday for a lot of Spanish people. A lot of Spanish people will celebrate El Día de Reyes, which we will talk about momentarily. Anyway, so we have Nochebuena, we have El Día de Navidad. After that, we have on the 31st of December, we have Nochevieja. Nochevieja, vieja from old, noche from night, again. Nochevieja is just New Year's Eve, the night of the 31st of December. After that, we have El Día del Año Nuevo, which is New Year's Day. No surprises there. On Nochevieja, a lot of people will eat 12 grapes. It's a Spanish tradition. For each time the bell rings, you put a grape in your mouth, and after 12 grapes, you have your mouth full of grapes. And it's something that Spanish people do. I've never done this because it seems a little bizarre and unnecessary to me to stuff my mouth with grapes. However, that tradition is called Las 12 Uvas. Las 12 Uvas literally is the 12 grapes. Theoretically, it comes from a grape harvest 100 years ago that came late, and so the grape farmers just came up with this tradition to sell all their grapes this year. And, since then, you can buy prepackaged grapes now, which are in a can, and they've been peeled so they're easier to chew or something like that. There's all kinds of, ways of marketing these things today. After that, we have Noche de Reyes. Noche de Reyes involves it's the three kings. The official word in English is Epiphany, but I had never heard much about this before moving to Spain. Epiphany is when the three kings, according to the Bible and other stories regarding the birth of Jesus, the three kings came to visit Jesus in Bethlehem. And the three kings are Los Tres Reyes Magos. Los Tres Reyes Magos. The three wizard kings, perhaps? The three magical kings? I don't know. In English, we tend to call them the three kings of Orient. But here they call them Los Tres Reyes Magos. So we have Noche de Reyes, which is the night of the 5th of January. On the night of the 5th of January, people tell their children that the Reyes Magos are riding their camels in through the window of their flat to leave presents for the children. It's like the Santa Claus thing that we have, but it's a couple of weeks later, and it involves guys riding camels. 3 guys riding 3 camels instead of 1 guy with 8 reindeer or whatever. So, in case you were wondering, the names of the 3 kings are Gaspar, Melchor, and Baltasar. You might never be tested on that information, but those are the 3 names. It's been a little controversial in past years because one of the 3 kings, they have a parade, and the 3 kings are in this parade in most Spanish cities. There's a parade through the town, and one of the 3 kings would be portrayed by a local Spanish politician who's painted his face black. This is not the most politically correct thing for people these days, so in some places they've hired someone who actually is a person of color to play. This is Baltasar, is the king from Africa, according to legend. Gaspar and Melchor are representing Europe and Asia. Anyway, I have no idea about what actually happened, but that's the story that they tell about the 3 kings. The 3 kings brought oro, incienso y mirra. Oro, which is gold, incienso, which is incense. In English, we tend to call it frankincense. In Spanish, they usually just call it incienso. And then mirra is myrrh, which I believe, last I checked, was like the sap from some sort of tree that has a nice smell to it. Oro, incienso y mirra are the gifts that the 3 kings brought to baby Jesus. Sometimes you will see, like in your local church or your local city hall, or maybe in some local shop, you might see un Belén. Un Belén is a nativity scene. Belén technically is the name of the town, Bethlehem, where Jesus was born. However, it's also the name for the nativity scene, where you can, build something up with baby Jesus and his manger and Mary and Joseph and, some sheep and the 3 kings arriving on their camels. And yeah, they have some very elaborate ones in some cities where it'll be in the city hall or the cathedral and you can see this huge nativity scene. Anyway, that is called a Belén. I should also mention that Belén is a fairly common name for Spanish women. Maybe the newer generation is not being named Belén, but, women of my age or older, there's all kinds of women named Belén out there. Pretty common name. After that, there's some important foods that people might eat. We've got castañas. Castañas are chestnuts. In English, we have this song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. What they don't tell you is how bad chestnuts suck. Chestnuts are just not very good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if somebody watching this is a chestnut farmer or something, but you can get them roasted on an open fire of some sort on a lot of street corners in winter. Not a lot. It's not that common anymore. You can also buy them at a fruit shop, a fruteria. You could buy them at a fruteria. And, you can make them in your oven. Just be warned that they're kind of dry and have no particular flavor. You've got turrón. Turrón is, I believe it's called pralines, something like that. It's almonds and sugar and egg whites, and it's made into a sort of brick like this. There's another one that is, there's a lot of different varieties of this now, but the original one is just the white one made out of almonds and egg whites and sugar. After that, you've got mantecados, which are smaller like this. They're made out of lard and flour. They're not particularly sweet. They're a little sweet. Mantecados. You have langostinos. Langostinos are prawns, and Spanish people love eating prawns for Christmas, New Year's, and Dia de Reyes. Prawns, it's like a big shrimp, basically. So those are called langostinos. There's also a couple of things that, Spanish people love eating jamón ibérico. Jamón ibérico is a better pronunciation of it there. This can be very expensive, but you don't eat a lot of it. So if it costs 120 euros for a kilo, you don't buy a whole kilo, or if you have a large Spanish family, you might buy the whole leg of the ham, which is several kilos. But if you just have a smaller group, you can buy a little ham, and it can be expensive, but you're eating a small quantity. A lot of people also will have some other type of marisco. Marisco is shellfish, like langostinos, but langostinos are just one specific kind. They might have a wider variety of marisco. And a type of fish that at least people in Madrid eat a lot for Christmas is besugo. I think besugo is a type of sea bass or something similar to that. And it's, sort of expensive, and people might only eat it on Christmas, not every day of the year. You can also, people will eat turkey, or they'll roast something. People are a little bit flexible about what exactly a Christmas dinner consists of, but it will probably have some sort of turrón and or mantecados. It'll probably have langostinos, and it'll probably have jamón, among other things you might be eating. So yeah, that's some Christmas vocabulary. I hope you have a beautiful Christmas. I hope you have a beautiful Dia de Reyes, Noche de Reyes, Año Nuevo, Feliz Año Nuevo, and all of those things. We're coming up on the first anniversary of this Learn Spanish with Daniel project. And I have not done nearly as much as I thought I would this year, because I have a dozen other projects that I'm also working on simultaneously. So, subscribe, hit the like button. I hope you enjoyed this. In 2022, there will be bigger and better things from Learn Spanish with Daniel. Anyway, have a great day from the beautiful city of Barcelona. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Año Nuevo, Felices Fiestas, you could say. And until next time, bye.